Well, good morning, or afternoon, whatever it might be in your neck of the woods, but it's Jesse here, and today we're going to be working on this. It is partially turned. It is a piece of ash, lightning struck ash, and this stuff is hard as a rock. It wants to tear out. I started working on it a while back, and I don't know if you can see that, but twisted the tendon right off. It's so hard that it just came off. But I really want to use it because this has got some figure in it like crazy, and the only thing I can figure it's from is from the lightning strike. I got a bunch of it. I had some trees cut down, and I saved all the wood, so instead of having a tenon, I think I'm going to try going with a recess, because I just don't believe a tenon is going to hold on to this stuff. It's just way too brittle. It's sit around here for a little while and done a little cracking and stuff. So, before I do any turning on it, I'm going to cut this tenon out and get it chucked up. But I'm going to have to seal this with some sanding sealer, because it's so brittle that it wants to tear out really bad. So I reckon we're going to get started. Alright, we got a freshly sharpened 5/8 bow gouge, and I reckon it's time to get turning. Okay, we're back. I had to do a little CA glue on a couple of little cracks just to reinforce them. I sealed it up with some sanding sealer. I didn't have much, but I hope it's enough, because I ain't going to run out to the store for it today. And now we're going to smooth it over just a little bit, cut a recess on the bottom. I do not want to finish the outside at this time because of the trouble that I had with this wood before. So we will get turning and see what happens. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and finish shaping the outside a little bit and see what that does. Well, I patched a couple of little cracks and got the sanding sealer on there, and I'm going to give it a little time to cure up. It really soaked it in there good. I may have to put another coat or two on it to minimize the tear out, because that wood is just so brittle that it's not really wanting to cut. It just comes out in plugs in places. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. And we'll talk to you later. Alright, we're back. I don't know if this is going to work out or not. Everything I've tried to do to this thing, the wood is so brittle that it just tears out and comes apart at every turn. So I had to do a little work on it off camera, try to get it to retrue. But we're going to push forward and see what we come out with. I know one thing, the bowl keeps getting smaller and smaller. I would really like to pull the tailstock out of the way, but this wood is so brittle, I'm pretty afraid of it. I think it'll come off the lathe. I had to end up going with a tenon instead of a recess because it wanted to crack. So, and I've already had one tenon come off of this bowl before, and I'm afraid it's going to do it again. Well, folks, as you can see, it's really pretty wood, but I'm losing it. I've ran out of glue, I've run out of CA, I've run out of sanding sealer. That wood is just so thirsty and so brittle. I'm going to go to the big box store and get some more sanding sealer and CA glue, but that's miles and miles away from me. I live in the country, so it may be tomorrow. Before I get back on it. But you see how it looks on the inside, and the outside looks just as good, but it's just so brittle that the tear out is massive. Well, we are back. I've had to put 2 coats of sanding sealer on it, and I've done a lot of sanding to the outside of the bow. It's been a real chore, but it is turning out to be pretty nice looking. I think it's going to be worth the effort so far anyway. And we're going to finish turning the inside and get it sanded and finished, hopefully. It is so damp out here today that it took overnight for the sanding sealer to dry, and any little cracks that I've tried to patch up with some CA glue, it took forever for that glue to dry. So we will see how we can do today on this thing. I took this opportunity to make sure that all my tools were razor sharp. I didn't take a chance. This stuff is so brittle and so fragile. Like I said before, this is lightning struck ash. Okay, it's time for scraping. Okay, we're back. And I'm going to have to resort to hand sanding this bowl because I don't know if you'll be able to see this. The piece is coming loose and I'm not sure what to do. Luckily, the way I made it, I put a tenon on it, but I also recessed the tenon, so I've been able to reverse it and chuck it up on the recess side, so hopefully that's going to hold it. I'm telling you, this wood is fragile. It's real fragile. I don't know what else to say about it. I feel safe with that now. Well, it's time for finish. And to start with, we're going to use de-wax shellac 2-pound cut. Mix it myself. But I'll tell you, I hope this thing looks as good as I think it's going to, because this thing has been a test. Oh yeah. It was a lot of work. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now I'll let that dry real good. Put another coat on it. And then we're going to go, being this is going to be a fruit bow, we're going to go with Howard's beading wax. It's really going to make it silky smooth. I really like this stuff. So I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay, it's done. It's really nice. It turned out really good. I really like the figure in the bow. It's got some bad spots. It was a pretty hard turning to do. The wood was very brittle. But I think it turned out real nice. I can't really say that it's a good piece, but it feels real nice. That Howard's feeding wax really does a nice job, and it's something that I'll use on the table as a fruit bow, I reckon. But don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, like, leave a comment, subscribe, share, do all the social media stuff. I really appreciate it, and I hope you like my work. So, y'all have a good day. Thanks.